NASA has the end of the International Space Station in its sights, just as it deals with a historic lawsuit concerning space junk from the station. NASA awarding SpaceX nearly $1 billion to make the vehicle that will take the ISS out of its orbit when it's time to retire in a few years. NASA saying both the space station and the SpaceX's deorbit vehicle will destructively break up as they re-enter Earth's atmosphere. But that's not always the case when objects return from space. In a first-of-its-kind case, NASA is being sued after a piece of space junk crashed into a Florida family's home. While no one was injured when the chunk of metal from the International Space Station tore through the roof of the Otero family's home, the family's attorney says it was a near-miss situation that could have been catastrophic. Homeowner Alejandro Otero said his son was alone inside at the time and heard a loud noise. An object shaped like a cylinder was found wedged in a wall of the home. NASA analyzed it and later confirmed it was a piece of metal from a cargo pallet used to carry batteries that had been jettisoned from the space station in 2021. In a recent interview with the Associated Press, Michelle Hanlon, executive director of the Center for Air and Space Law at Ole Miss, spoke on the growing issue of space junk, also called orbital debris.
Orbital debris is the name we've given old satellites, old rocket parts that are just floating in orbit. Now you think space is vast, it's infinite, who cares? Well, our orbit is not infinite, and so these are objects that are stuck in our orbit and continue to circle the Earth, and it's starting to get crowded up there.
Like other orbital debris, NASA believed the 5,800-pound cargo would burn up on re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere. But not all of it did, specifically the 1.5-pound metal object.
Sometimes when things enter the atmosphere, they don't burn up completely. A few weeks ago, a home in Florida was hit by a piece of orbital debris. Everyone was fine, nobody was hurt, but we don't have a system to deal with that. We have a liability convention. Because it happened in the US, claims have to be made through the Federal Tort Claims Act, and you have to show negligence.
The Otero's lawyer says the family is seeking compensation to account for the, quote, stress and impact the event has caused them, adding this case will set a precedent for future space debris claims. NASA has 6 months to respond. Download the Straight Arrow News app to get more stories like this one right to your mobile device.